Hey parents, have you ever felt like you've never done more for your child, but you still find yourself stuck in the same place? A mom, she shared this exact sentiment during a consultation that we had a few weeks back. She had been to countless doctors and specialists, filled numerous prescriptions, and tried a variety of holistic and biomedical therapies, yet nothing seemed to work. It can be incredibly challenging as a parent when you're constantly questioning yourself if you're doing things right or missing something, especially when you're working so hard. And this mom, she isn't alone. Many parents feel this way about tackling their child's health struggles. But what if the real key to unlocking your child's optimal potential and healing isn't about doing more, but rather about prioritizing the sequence of what you're doing that makes the most impact? In fact, when you have the right order of healing that aligns with the exact pathway or sequence of stress that caused them in the first place to get stuck, you can do less while accomplishing more for your child. This video is for parents who feel stuck in this endless cycle of doctor's visits, medications, and therapies, yet still struggle to see those lasting improvements in their child's health and their development. We'll dive deep into this often overlooked link between nervous system regulation and overall health, and how prioritizing the right interventions at the right time could be that paradigm shift your family needs to thrive. Did you know that 2 in 5 children in the United States now suffer from a chronic health condition? From allergies to asthma, to ADHD to autism, the rates of pediatric disorders, they've skyrocketed in the recent decades despite the advances in medicine and the ever-growing array of treatment options out there. And many families, they find themselves trapped in this frustrating cycle of trial and error with minimal lasting results. So finding the root cause neurologically might sound simple, but accomplishing this less is more concept with your child's health starts with the basics in the beginning developmentally. What do I mean by that? The sequence of what happens first can make all the difference as stress accumulates throughout development, both physically and emotionally. This is why we look to the number one factor that's often overlooked by most traditional pediatricians and practitioners in your child's health and healing journey. That is nervous system regulation and vagus nerve function. Now, that nervous system, it's the master controller for the body. It coordinates every major system and keeping everything working in harmony. It's like a big balancing act. And when that nervous system becomes dysregulated and out of balance, it can wreak havoc on your child's health, shutting down and altering gut function. You've got gross motor coordination, immune system function, and inflammation. Now, especially if your child is struggling with things like sleep, digestion, sensory processing, and behavior issues. Common signs of nervous system dysregulation in kids include sleep disturbances, gut and stomach problems. You've got frequent respiratory or immune challenges, gross and fine motor problems, sensory overload, behavioral problems such as tantrums and meltdowns. With that being said, how can you find out if your child has nervous system dysregulation and vagus nerve dysfunction? Glad you asked. The first place to look is within the basics of our neurophysiologic function. That's sleeping, that's eating, that's digestion, that's staying healthy, that's regulating emotions, and that's also sensory processing abilities for our kids. So if your child struggles with any of these areas, it's a red flag that their nervous system may be out of balance. We find that a majority of the stress affects kids in this three-step sequence. Now, you've got high stress, often high risk pregnancy and fetal development period. That happens in that 9-month window while baby's cooking in there. Then you've got birth intervention and birth trauma, which is you've got forceps, you've got vacuum extraction, you've got C-section, you've got induction, you've got breech, you've got cord wrap, things like that. And then number 3, you've got early exposure to antibiotics. Anyone that has kids with ear infections or respiratory stuff, they know about this. Then there's other medications and toxins that are in household products all around the house that we just can't run from no matter how hard we try. And when all of these challenges accumulate, we call this the perfect storm. This is why many of the symptoms children experience seem interconnected with each other. They all start from the same place very early in their development. How does focusing on the nervous system allow you to focus on less while accomplishing more? Let's break it down. The nervous system, it's the boss. It starts to develop first in utero, and the way that God designed our entire body and overall health to function is that the brain and the nervous system must be fully regulated and operational in order for our vital organs and functions to be as well. Now, you've got gut health, you've got immune function, you've got endocrine, you've got hormone health and gross and fine motor development of those muscles. They're all controlled and coordinated first and foremost by that nervous system. When the nervous system gets derailed and off track developmentally, so will everything else downstream. This is why nearly every child struggling with a chronic neurodevelopment condition like autism also struggles with digestive problems, a weakened immune response. You've got those gross and fine motor challenges or sensory processing difficulties. A struggling nervous system will compound the problems. On the other hand, an adaptable and efficient, effective central nervous system then allows kids to conquer growth and development with ease and not to be bogged down by all those external stressors coming at them. From social stress, you've got screen time, to chemicals that are foods, chemicals in our foods that kids want to eat. There's no escaping the stress coming at us. Even if we do our absolute best to clean up the environment for our kids, it can be nearly impossible to be perfect from every angle. And as parents, we feel like we're working so hard for our child and say yes to anything that looks like it can help. But progress through these options is often slow because it's not nearly as efficient or effective as making our own systems more adaptable through a fully well-regulated and operational nervous system. So how does less is more work? As simple as it sounds, the sequence of things that you do, it matters most. Each individual, from natural to holistic to integrative care, is amazing, and they can help when the nervous system is adaptable and resilient. But what if we could unlock something within your child's brain and body to ensure that everything on the natural healing list could work even better for them? That is the power of focusing on the nervous system first. So how do we do that? What's the how steps in this? The first step is uniquely measuring the nervous system function. And at Live Better Chiropractic, we use this incredible piece of technology called Neurologic Insight Scans that accurately assess the health and the function of the central nervous system. We use this to give us the most progress neurologically with the least amount of healing effort. It's really, if you think about it, a true batting order of what your child needs first to get momentum back for their health. If the nervous system is off track and dysregulated, it's easy for parents to question if something is missing, even with all the hard work that you're already doing. And if you feel trapped in this endless cycle of doing more, let's dive deeper into the nervous system, allowing you to do less work to accomplish more progress. We're here for you. Our whole team is here for you. Please ask that question that you have in your mind. DM us, give us a call. We're here to help.